The night was thick with silence, except for the distant hoot of an owl perched on an iroko tree near the village square. Uju's mother sat outside the compound, watching her daughter fold freshly washed clothes. Uju, she called, her voice heavy with concern. How many times have I warned you? Never leave your shoes or clothes outside at night. The spirit walks the earth when the moon is high, and they don't like to be disturbed. Uju rolled her eyes. Mama, you and your superstition again? Spirit, in this modern age, if they exist, let them show themselves. She laughed, placing her shoes and clothes on the wounded rack outside. Mamuju sighed deeply and shook her head, stubborn child. That night, as the village settled into slumber, the wind carried whispers, voices too soft for human ears but loud enough for the spirit of the night. Shadows danced under the moonlight, shifting and twisting. A sudden gust of wind knocked over the wounded rack. Uju's shoe tumbled to the ground, and her clothes billowed as the unseen hands played with them. A faint laughter, hollowed and chilling, echoed through the air. The following morning, Uju stepped outside and gasped. Her white dress, once pristine, was covered with dark hand-shaped stains. Her shoes reeked with decay. She frowned. How is this possible? Mama Uju stepped outside. Inhaled sharply. It has begun, she whispered. Did you not hear them last night? Hear who? Uju scoffed. Mama, someone probably sprayed oil on my clothes. But deep down, a strange unease settled on her chest. Reluctantly, Uju agreed to visit Ugo, an elderly woman who lived in the village longer than anyone could remember. She was known for her knowledge of the spirit and the ancient ways. Ugo, small house smell of burning herbs and old wisdom. She peered at Uju's soiled clothes and shoes, running her wrinkled fingers over the fabric. The spirit played with them, she murmured, and now they are washing you. Uju shivered. You must not wear them again, Nugo continued. Burn them at once. Then you and your mother must take a sacrifice to the iroko tree. Yam porridge with palm oil and kola nuts. Go at midnight, for that is when the spirit listens. Fear grips Uju as she and her mother approached the ancient iroko tree. The air was thick, heavy with an unseen presence. Wicked felt fallen silent, and the rusting leaves whispered names unknown. Mamuju knelt and placed the food at the base of the tree. She muttered an incantation. Spirit of the night, we come in peace. Take this offering and let the path be clear. What is yours, take. What is ours, leave. A cold wind rushed past and the tree creaked as though responding. Trembling, they turned and hurried home. That night, Uju couldn't sleep. A sound, deep and thunderous, rumbled through the house. Return what you took! Return what you took! Her breath hushed. Return what you took! Return what you took! She clutched her mother's arm. Mama, did you hear that? Mamuju's face was pale. We must go to Ugo. At dawn, Uju and her mother rushed back to Ugo's house. The old woman was already outside, grinding her herbs. She looked up as they approached, her sharp eyes filled with knowing. The spirits are not satisfied, she said, before they even spoke. Uju swallowed hard. We did as you said. We made the sacrifice. Nugo shook her head. Something was taken. Something that belongs to them. Uju's heart pounded. Taken? I took nothing. Nugo closed her eyes for a moment and then she whispered, Did you pick anything from the ground near the Iroko tree? Uju's mind raced. She remembered after the sacrifice, she had noticed a small shiny object near the Iroko root, a strange smooth black stone. She had picked up without thinking and put it in her pocket. Her hand trembled as she reached into her skirt and pulled out the stone. I found this, Nugo hissed. Foolish child, you have taken from the spirit. Now they want it back. That night, the voice returned louder and angrier. Return what you took! Return what you took! The walls of the house shook. The oil lamp flicked wildly. Uju and her mother huddled each other, terrified. Uju and her mother went to Nugo's house first thing in the morning. Nugo, what must we do? The old woman's voice was firm. You must return the stone. It is no longer enough. The spirits are angry. You must make another sacrifice, and this time it must be done correctly. Offer yam porridge, and you must include white clothes and shoe soaked in palm oil as a symbol of the dress that was lost. When you leave it at the tree, speak these words. Take what is yours and leave us in peace. Then you must live without looking back. If you do, the spirit will accept your offering and leave your family alone. Mama Uju nodded. We will do it, whatever it took to restore peace. The rest of the day was blue of preparation. Mama Uju and Uju worked together to make an offering exactly as Nugo instructed. At nightfall, they made their way to the Iroko tree once more, the silence of the village pressing down on them like a weight. At the base of the tree, Mama Uju placed the calabash containing the yam porridge along with the white cloth and shoe soaked in palm oil. Uju knelt and placed the stone at the tree base. She hesitated, but her mother whispered, Say the words. With trembling lips, Uju spoke. Spirit of the dead, forgive me. Take what is yours and trouble me no more. We come in peace, we live in peace. Then a sudden wind swept through the tree, shaking its massive branches violently. The air grew cold and a faint glow appeared around the offering. Uju and her mother held each other tightly and their hearts raced. Let's go, Mama Uju whispered, pulling Uju away. As they walked, temptation to look backwards almost overwhelming, but they remembered Nugo's warning. Step by step, they moved forward, not daring to glance over their shoulders. When they reached the home, the oppressive tension had has gone. Their air felt lighter, and for the first time in days, Uju nodded. From that day forward, the next morning, they visited Nugo to say thank you. Nugo smiled and said, Remember this, the night is not for human things. Let it remain sacred. Uju nodded. From that day forward, she made sure she bring her clothes and shoes before nightfall. And Uju shared her story with anyone who could listen. Lesson: not everything can be explained by logic. Just because we do not see spirits or supernatural forces doesn't mean they don't exist. Therefore, it is wise to respect cultural belief and tradition. The end. Thank you for watching. Please like to enable this video to spread to a greater number of people. Please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel to support me. God bless you. Bye bye.